Hi everyone, it's Tracy here from Art Fibre Stitch. We're having a look today at if you have one single fabric, how you can add different colour ranges to it and really change the flavour of the whole piece. So I'm just going to start with this piece here. It's a lovely linen. I like that. It's got a really big selvage with nothing in it. I think that's like a stripe itself. I like the way that these things stop there. Maybe we could continue up with that in our slow stitch project. But I'm just going to have a look at what would go nice with it. Well, this would. Look at that. That's beautiful. And I have these two boxes here of tiny scraps of different colours. So let's try some. Yes, that would look nice. We could make it into a aqua and gold kind of colouring. Or orange. We could bring orange in. Although these look too insipid to me. Now I get out this other one. And I'm thinking it looks brilliant. I like that the clear white colour of it made the other ones much brighter, the other fabrics. So see that? Looks pretty good there, I think. Really perked it up. So I like that look. And I think we've evoked a kind of mood like winter. Look at it. It's really stark, isn't it? And I like the way that that top fabric had a similar pattern to the one on the bottom, the one that we started with. But I'll try something else. What about if we went blue? Here's a blue piece of linen. I'm turning it upside down because it has a selvage edge which I can use on there. Well, wouldn't that be jazzy? We could send it in a completely different direction with that. But what else? So that was a real modern kind of lace net, but this is an old doily. That makes me think of this, which is a more muted colour, makes the blue be the pop, and that really does remind me of Wedgwood. Like fine china. So but now I'm just seeing, what about if we made the blue more into the background? We have a little stripe of green. That would freshen it up as well and turn it into something else again. Look at that. I quite like that one too. Decisions. But here we are. We got this one piece again. Well, this one's a really dull teal colour. It needs something. I'll pop some green on, you know, and that helps it. It helps it a bit, but it needs something else. I think something brighter, a pop colour. There, that looks nice. And it's by rearranging and taking the time to look at your fabric scraps and see what really fits the mood that you want. I'm just looking at those two and putting this green on again, and I'm thinking fresh, I'm thinking new growth, I'm thinking it's got that kind of a mood to it. And this hand-dyed linen I could use either that colour or the creamy colour, and that's a great base for some future work. So it's a lot of fun, and you should take the time to have a look. Here is a packet of scraps left over from another project, and they all seem to have this same sort of colouring. So that's a good thing to do too. If you've got some scraps left over from something else and you figured out that they work perfectly together, you know, you can pop them in a packet of scraps that are ready for you for another project. So here I'm looking at some calico, and the other two pieces that on there is one I've dyed as well. That's eco dyeing, and you know, I can put some more different beiges there, but I'm looking a bit bland. I'd have to do something else, some black stitching or something on it to perk it up. I don't know. And then I thought, oh, black, okay, well, how about this? This is a bit of the black linen that in a previous video I did some bleach painting on. I think, you know, that really looks good now. There we are. Not bad at all. So I know I want to use this one. Can you see that lovely embroidered design on that fabric? similar to what's on the piece that we started with. I like that they are both a similar kind of thing. They both have these long stems and bits hanging off them to suggest foliage. And I think they work good together. Now that's a really heavy one, that linen, and so is this. Now I'm looking first to see how I could join them. Can you see that this is, well, that embroidery stops it from fraying nicely. I do like a frayed edge, but I couldn't do it in this instance. So I'm thinking, what else can I do? I could cover it with something. I could strip of something else. Have that down the bottom. You know, and I'll keep trying. I'll turn it around there because I'm thinking those branches could come down from the top. These ones could go up from the bottom. You know, and this is the fun part. And then I'm thinking, okay, let's put that pop of colour. I did like that orange. So I'm just going to grab it and the green. And, you know, I think, yeah, just one layer of this would be enough. There we go. So I've cut that bit and I've got it ready. And what I'm doing now is looking at the grain on the fabric and that I can line this up so it's nice and straight with that grain. And then what I would want to do, I think, is use that nice selvage edge, that lovely rough bit, like a lace. And I can pop this, what is it? It's a linen that's very light that I dyed as well. I love these things. I love making scraps to use for future colour palettes. But here I am pinning it in. I've turned the top edge under so I don't have to worry about raw edges there. And I've snipped and ripped the green fabric. And can you see I've just left a strip of the orange showing. So that looks like a good background to me. And I would at this stage think about trying to start joining it together so I can pick it up in my hands to do further sewing later. So I'm just going to grab some pearl cotton because it's a little bit thicker and it shows up a little bit better. You can also use some stranded cotton and use at least 2 of those threads that are in the six strands in a length of stranded cotton. Separate out the ones you want to make it thicker. So, you know, 2 or 3 would be good. And here I am just going across one way and back across the other way here. And that will make sure that it's held. I'm just using a plain running stitch. And you'll see my stitching there, not too neat, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. We're just making one solid background cloth from those strips of colour that we've chosen. So can you see how you definitely change things up by the fabrics that you choose? I'm going to continue this video in part 2 where we'll get a little bit more inventive with the stitching and see what we can produce on our background that we've chosen. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can now donate so that I might buy better equipment to make even better videos.